Hey, what's up everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz. Thank you for joining me here. I have four great Serie A picks for you for Sunday, January 22nd. And of course, there's a lot more free picks from the different European football leagues up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. So check it out, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. And of course, there's a link in the description of this video that will get you to my premium site up on the Pickdawgz website. You can check my record, you can see the passes I have up there, and if that's something you like, subscribe and let me win you some money. Like I said, guys, we have four Serie A games to talk about here, and we are kicking it off at 6:30 a.m. with this Sampdoria versus Udinese matchup, where we have two teams in pretty bad form right now, but luckily for Udinese, they had a fantastic run in the first half of the season that got them into the top half of the table and got them far away from the relegation zone. They are now in 8th place with 25 points. They have scored very, very solid 26 goals, but their defense is a bit sloppy after the restart, and that has been noticeable on their results. As far as Sampdoria goes, whether they play at home or on the road, they're bad. And with every game they play, they sink deeper and deeper into that relegation zone, and the harder it gets for them to get out of it, I think the less confident they will be that they can do it, because Sampdoria is now in 19th place with only 9 points, which is actually 7 points away from safe zone, and with the way they have been playing this season and after the restart especially, this seems like a mission impossible for them to stay in Serie A for at least another season. Offensively, Udinese is a much better team here. Sampdoria has scored only 8 goals so far this season, while conceding 31, which makes them one of the worst defensive teams in the league. And when you have such a bad defense, you need at least some offense to try to compensate for that, and Sampdoria doesn't have it. Now, in this game, once again, I will put my confidence and I will put my faith in Sampdoria, and I'm hoping they can get at least a goal here, get to the scoreboard, simply because Udinese's defense hasn't been the greatest as of late. They have been conceding a lot of goals, they have been dropping points as well, and this is pretty much the last chance for Sampdoria, if you ask me, so they have to do something. And for that reason, I decided to go with both teams to score at -113, and hopefully, like I said, I'm hoping that they can do something. If this is not a pick that you are comfortable taking, honestly, I would take Udinese on the money line at +112. They are the better team here, but like I said, I'm putting my faith in Sampdoria once again. If they fail me here, this is the last time I will even look at them, especially putting my faith or something else in them. So, both teams to score at -113 in this one. The next one, guys, Sassuolo is traveling to Monza, and Sassuolo is also one of the teams in pretty bad form right now. The team that hasn't won any of their last, seven games, 6 games, sorry. And not only they haven't won any of their last 6 games, they have lost all of their last 6 games. But the good news was that they have been scoring goals consistently until that game against Lazio, which they lost 2-0. And they were actually pretty solid in that game. They created a decent number of chances, they just couldn't convert them into goals, and that is a huge problem for them right now. Sassuolo has only 1 win on the road so far, 2 draws and 6 losses. They haven't done a good job. While Monza on the other side has been fairly good as of late. They have beaten Cremonese in Serie A. They got knocked out of Coppa Italia by Juventus, but still, they tied to Inter, they tied to Fiorentina as well. They have been conceding goals, but they have also been scoring goals. And like I said just a while ago, if you have a defense that can't stop anything, you need at least some offense to compensate for that. That is exactly what Monza is doing right now. Their defense is not good. They have conceded 27 goals in 18 games. However, they have scored 22 in those 18 games, and even a little bit of offense matters, and it helps a lot, and it means a lot to teams like Monza is. That is also a problem with Sassuolo right now. Hopefully they can change that here. Hopefully they can step up. And for that reason, guys, this is a game where I expect a lot of chances on both sides. I expect goals. and I expect this to be a very, very open matchup because both teams need a win, especially Sassuolo. So I'm taking both teams to score in over 2.5 plus 108. I think it's a fantastic price. The books are giving us here plus money on two teams with a very sloppy defenses, and yet again we have two teams that have been scoring pretty consistently, especially Monza, and this is where I expect them to kind of continue that as well. So both teams to score and over 2.5 plus 108. In the next one, guys, Spezia is hosting Roma, and this should be a fairly interesting matchup because Roma hasn't been as effective as they would like to be. However, they have been winning games, and they have been doing a solid job. Their last game was against Fiorentina in Serie A, a game which they won 2-0. Just before that, they beat Genoa in Coppa Italia, and this is now a strange thing to see because Roma kept 2 clean sheets in a row, which is something that doesn't happen that often. I think that they do the same here, to be honest. Spezia has been in good form. They haven't lost any of their last, 6 Serie A games, if I'm not mistaken. And despite losing in that Coppa Italia matchup to Atalanta 5-2, they're still a very, very good team, capable of battling out against anyone. And that is actually what has been keeping them above the relegation zone so far this season. Offensively, Spezia hasn't scored a lot, 17 goals in 18 games. They have been conceding quite a lot, I gotta say. But the good news for them is that Roma, like I said, is not as effective as they would want to be, but that could change in an instant, to be honest. And I just gotta go with Roma here. They are the better team here, they are the deeper team here, in better form, and for that reason, guys, I'm taking Roma on the money line. The price is now minus 136, so jump on that before the price goes further down, because I think it will. Like I said, the better team, the team in better form, the team that is still fighting for the Champions League spot, so I'm going with Roma on the money line. And guys, the last game of the day is Serie A, is between Juventus and Atalanta. After that shock in Juventus, after the points were taken away from them, the 15 points was taken away from Juventus because of some of the financial stuff they were doing behind the scenes and trying to kind of fill up their financial fair play situation or whatever happened, I don't know. They got deducted 15 points, and all of a sudden, from a team that was in the title ride with Napoli and some other teams, they have now been dropped down to that 10th place with 22 points, which is far away from the Europa League, far away from the Champions League. And of course, there's still a lot of time left in the season for them to get back to one of those top 4 spots, or maybe even 5th place and the Europa League. I believe that this point deduction was a bit of a confidence crasher for them, and I'm pretty confident that situation in Juventus is not great right now. Players are feeling it, management is feeling it, the coach is feeling it, as much as he was talking about it at the press conference, saying that nothing has really changed, that they still have to go out and win points. But when players see something like that happen, and all their hard work and all of their practices, training sessions, and stuff like that went down the drain, I can tell you that their confidence is not that great right now, and the morale is far from optimal in Juventus at the moment, which, to be honest, could be very, very helpful to Atalanta here, the team that is slowly waking up, and the team that is slowly getting a lot more effective in that attacking end, which we can see by the results, because they have scored 13 goals in their last 2 games, 15 in their last 3, like I said, they're slowly getting up there. They're slowly becoming that old Atalanta team we know from a couple of seasons ago, where they scored a lot of goals in the season and did well in the Champions League as well. And for that reason, guys, I'm going with the over 2.5 in this one. Plus 102 on a team that has scored 13 goals in their last 2 games, and Juventus, who have been conceding goals pretty consistently over the last couple of games. They've conceded 6 goals in those 2 games. I just see a fairly open matchup where both teams will try to get points and plus money on the over 2.5. You bet I'll take it. So Juventus Atalanta over 2.5 goals for me. That's it, guys. These were your 4 Serie A picks for Sunday, January 22nd. Check out my best bets up on the Pickdawgz website. And for more free picks, go to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you soon with more free winners.